Hi. I have tried to do this video 4 times. This will be time number 4. So I have low hopes that this is going to be smooth because 4 is kind of a lot. 4 is kind of a lot. Hi everybody. I hope you're doing okay, that you're having a good day. We have some June gloom at the moment. It's just finally burning off now. May has been interesting. We usually have May gray, but the May gray stopped about halfway through the month. I find May gray very depressing. Also June gloom, very depressing. And when it's like straight through, when it's 6 solid weeks of really gray skies until the afternoon, it weighs heavy on me. I don't like it. Now, to continue complaining about it, when it burned off so quickly in May, I was worried because I was convinced then that we're going to have a super hot summer. That still remains to be seen. I don't know if we will have a super hot summer. We were supposed to have a heat wave. Maybe that's still incoming. I don't know. But it's all very unusual what's going on. And I'm bracing for a very hot summer. So we will see. Fingers crossed. Oh, well, we're going to just park at the stop sign because we're special. Ugh. That's what everyone's doing. Running around with that. Let me get in the street. I'll throw my child in the street. Everybody just puts their hazards on and gets out of their car at the stop sign. What the F? I don't get it. I know parenting children is hard. It's important. Everybody deserves the support that they need. But you people are acting in an unsafe manner. And when somebody's going to get hurt, and then there will be big tears. So, anyway, it's been a weird couple of days. I think I told you the Tuesday client, they're staging the house for sale. And so they were replacing the floor because the stager thought the floor was ugly. Her argument was it could cost up to $250,000 off the sale price if the floor doesn't look good. And they just repainted the whole house, and she wants them to repaint the ceilings again. I get it. You want to do the best you can to get the best price you can, but you get a hold of yourself, ma'am. So he's replacing the floors, and I left because I have a headache. Mal à la tête. I can't do it. I mean, there's plenty to do, and I will catch up next week. But yoinks, it's a big deal. There's all sorts of change afoot. Speaking of which, yesterday I had to rearrange some furniture in my apartment. And it was one of those, well, if you're going to do this, you got to do that. But to do that, you got to take care of this other thing. Blah, blah, blah. So it was like this whole domino effect where essentially I wound up cleaning out the storage closet. And I found all the supplies I bought during the pandemic. So many rubber gloves. So many rubber gloves. I clearly didn't want to touch anything. And then I clearly gave up not wanting to touch anything. So my neighbor helped me clean things out and move furniture and what have you. And while he was there, I got a call from a client. The CPA wants to take the bookkeeping in-house. So they're going to have to cut my hours down. They're going to keep me on to manage the client trust account, which when you're an attorney, you have to show that the money came in, it's sitting there, it's waiting to be distributed for client expenses only. This is not, you don't put that money in your general operating account and hope that you keep things straight. It goes into a whole special bank account. If you bounce a check, the bounce check fees are not supposed to come out of that account. It's a whole setup. And you shouldn't bounce a check out of there. I have seen where an insurance company will issue a check and then the check gets returned. So sometimes the incoming deposits get a little hinky, but if there are bank fees attached to that, those bank fees don't come out of your main account, out of your client trust account, because the client should not absorb bank fees. There's a lot of rules, and it's not difficult, but it is tedious, and a lot of people don't want to do it. So I think I'm going to refocus my business to specialize on client trust compliance management and let the normal bookkeeping, let that phase out on its own. But it was very stressful getting that call because ugly Cybertruck, because that firm is a cornerstone of my income, and it got cut in half, and it's like a punch in the gut. I was so unhappy about that news, so unhappy. So it was an opportunity to adjust my thinking, and instead of just surrendering to being scared and slipping underwater of emotional BS, I decided to look at it as an opportunity to refocus, redirect, and take a couple of stabs at other things. Because I have a vision of what I want my life to do, where I want my life to go, and I'm not going to get there selling my hours as a bookkeeper. It's a steady job. It gets the job done. I keep a roof over my head. It's safe, but I'm not as prosperous as I would like to be doing that. So I could build a firm and hire people, and that's a whole rigmarole. And I'm good at bookkeeping, but it doesn't make my heart sing. So I think this is a chance to refocus and put more effort toward something that will make my heart sing. So I've got a call out to a friend who's doing some sort of freelance writing to find out what that gig is and how she got it. And my other friend told me it's time for me to find an agent. And she's probably right. I've got a couple of pilots. I've got a few screenplays. I feel like everything needs a rewrite. I don't think anything is finished being written until you get picture lock. And even then, if you're George Lucas, you go back and you keep tweaking it, right? So, yeah, the story is there's always something to groom or fix or tweak or change. when you're writing something. It reminds me, there's this, I did this, signed up for the tour thing where they take you to different studios and you meet with an executive as a group. And it didn't amount to anything in the long run. But there was this one guy on the tour, and he said he had 5 scripts written. And as he talked about these 5 scripts, I realized they were 5 different versions of the same script. And I said to him, you don't have 5 scripts, you have 5 versions of the same script. And he wanted to argue with me. And I asked him, I said, okay, if you sell one of the scripts and get it made, can you still sell and make the other 4? And he said no. So he has 5 drafts of the same script. The statistic 100 years ago was it takes 5 or 6 scripts before you sell one. So if that's not an encouragement to just write your face off, I don't know what is. I have 5 or 6 totally different ideas, totally different scripts, that some of them are more commercial than others. The easiest stuff for me to write apparently is horror. I really can just knock that out, which is strange because I don't watch horror because I don't like to be scared. But I think I don't like to be scared because I am in the presence of anxiety a lot of the time. I'm working very hard on my mindset to just let go and not try to control everything. And this was yesterday, so this is a reflection of my experience yesterday. I got scared because suddenly I lost some control. I lost some predictability over my income and what's coming next. And so my roommate gave me a pep talk. He said, every single time you have a client, I had a client that moved across the country. I had another client that was just, I couldn't stick with them, with these big major clients. And he said, it's a moment that puts your feet to the fire, and every single time you figure it out. It was the perfect pep talk at the perfect moment. It was the right thing to say. And I thought, yeah, I am going to be fine. I've got plenty of work at the moment. So am I just being greedy about not having more work, right? So I wake up this morning and there's a text from the client. It said, by the way, I'm going to pay you your full amount for the next 3 months while you transition. I mean, I am so lucky. I have such good clients, and they do respect me, and they do appreciate me. And this was not a move that he made because he thought there was something wrong with me or my work. It was a CPA made the case, and it was convincing. So, and it's the second time it's happened to me that a CPA has said, let's take the bookkeeping in-house. I think everybody is squeezed for a little bit of money these days, and the bookkeeping is not hard. It's dumb. You could do your own bookkeeping, I promise you. Even if you were bad at math in school, you just get the right program and you just take care of it. It's not difficult. It's not. I was in college. I applied for film school, but the other option was undeclared. And I thought, I'm not paying thousands of dollars for undeclared. I'm at least going to make progress towards something. I never got into film school, but thank God, I did work toward a religion degree. And I chose a religion degree because I didn't want to do like a big philosophy degree. I didn't want to have to take metaphysics or rhetoric. I didn't want to argue about why a chair is there. The chair is there. Just accept it. Or don't, and the chair disappears because you've got some force power. I don't know. I just thought, I can't do it. But I thought I could do comparative religions, because I think it's very interesting that across cultures you come to there's a lot of the same conclusions being drawn from experience, and that these historical religions sort of pop up at the same time. So, Buddhism pops up, within, I think, 500 or 600 years of Christianity. And it's a response to the founding religion, which was Hinduism. You okay with your fucking BMW? Eat a dick. So, I do not know if that person is yelling at me. I don't know if you can see it. But, so that's what I was interested. Oh, he knows I'm recording, or she knows. Good. Just, we don't need to be angry all the time. Come on, boo-boo. Have a good day, ma'am. Have a good day. I don't have time to be angry with strangers in their BMWs. I just don't. So, where was I? Oh, so I was going to do comparative religion, because that I could do. Yeah, that I find interesting. And I got to USC, and it turns out USC was founded as a Methodist university, and their Eastern religion department, when I was there, was not very good. Not very comprehensive. Everything was either focused on Christianity or Judaism. And the Judaism part was weird because, the USC took gobs of money from von Kleinsmith, who was a notorious American Nazi. And I don't know if they've kept his name on that building. And then what they did was they put the religion department, the Judaism department, in the basement of von Kleinsmith Center. I don't know if that's justice. I don't know. It feels weird to me. This is what I heard allegedly. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. But it makes sense from a bureaucratic standpoint that that's what would have worked out. So I wound up just doing Christianity and studying that. And here's the thing about a religion major. People think that I've got some sort of big insight because I studied this, and I'm telling you right now, I do not. I did not. It's not true. It just sounds fancy. It is not as fancy as it sounds. On top of that, it's the fewest number of credits needed to graduate in the whole school. There might be others tied, but at the time it was the lowest. So was it academically rigorous? I don't know. It didn't feel like it. I mean, truthfully, it didn't feel like it. But it also was very easy for me, so that could have been part of it. But I did not study religion. So somebody said, did you want to become a nun? No. The Catholic Church does not send women to college for religion. That's just not gonna happen. They don't want you knowing too much. My brother always jokes that you could tell on Jeopardy who the Catholics are from the Christians, because the Christians get all the Bible questions right and the Catholics don't buzz in at all. That's true. You're not really encouraged to interpret the Bible for yourself. That's a big difference between Protestants and Catholics. But yeah, I feel good about what's unfolding. I'm not as freaked out today as I was yesterday. I did give myself permission to be freaked out for a minute, but I didn't wallow in it. And I think that is the trick. I think the trick is to just accept what has happened and take it as an opportunity to reevaluate the landscape of your life and where you are. So I need to get an agent. It's time. And I need to find writing gigs. I need to do things that are more exciting to me, that bring me more joy. I can like the people I work for all I want, but it's a decent life, but I don't want to grow a whole bookkeeping business. I have a friend who's done just that. In fact, I'm a bookkeeper because she encouraged me to do that. But the idea of doing it for the rest of my life just sounds so awful to me. And, I think I've said before, AI is coming. AI is coming for the CPAs, and AI is coming for the bookkeepers. And I think the CPAs are moving in on the bookkeepers, because there's literally a button in QuickBooks. It says prepare tax return. Bloop. I don't monkey with it because I'm not a CPA. But if it's that easy, people are paying thousands and thousands of dollars, to get their taxes done. And if you're just a mere mortal, you can use TurboTax. You can go to H&R Block, and they both offer audit defense. So don't sleep on that. I have the one neighbor, the one who helped me. He's got a business that's so teeny tiny, and he was freaking out about his taxes. And I said, you're too small to be stressed out about this. I said, call H&R Block and get a quote. And he did. He called H&R Block. He called Liberty, and he paid a fraction of what the old CPA was charging, like a teeny tiny amount. So you don't have to have a CPA prepare your stuff, but even if you feel more comfortable, there are tax prep services out there that are decent, that won't take you to the cleaners. I'm just saying. So, I think I just want to keep things simple and keep things moving forward. They need to do something about them weeds. Oh, it's for lease. Wow, they've been there forever. Goodbye, Pico Medical Equipment. And, this is just where we are now. It's just expect change. Expect change. And I've decided my life is not going to be a wild bed of weeds like that. I'm going to have a nice, beautiful plan for my life. So we'll see in the next couple weeks. You know, in my experience, big moves like this happen, and big opportunities come in right behind them. So it's a weird but consistent event. You know, you just have to not wallow in the creepy feelings. That's me giving myself a pep talk. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hearing out my stress and anxiety and my philosophy as I move forward. We will see what the future holds. It's very interesting times. Yep. I think that's about all I have to say today. Is that a stop sign? I don't see it. If it was, I blew through it. I'm a criminal. That's it. That's it. I will talk to you later.